we have the ecosystem of Sunshine Coast, which our presenter will be Wendy McDonald. So a while ago, I already said a few facts about Sunshine Coast, but just to say again, it's the sixth ecosystem in Australia. It's 243rd in the world. And some interesting verticals in the ecosystem are energy and environment, food tech, and hardware and IoT. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Wendy. I think you're a panelist, but you're on mute. Yeah.
There we go. Hello there.
Hi, Wendy. Hello, how are you?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for allowing us to be part of your summit.
Thank you for joining us. I know it's quite late, so thank you for taking the time to speak for the crowd today. You can start. You can also share your screen if you have the presentation.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it. Thank you.
So can you see the QR code?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone. My name is Wendy McDonald and I'm from the Sunshine Coast Council. I'm from the beautiful Sunshine Coast in Queensland. So we're promoting the Sunshine Coast as the new place for tech in Australia. And I would love everybody on the call to connect to me through this QR code. Sorry, I'm just trying to move through my screen. Sorry, Katrin, are you able to move to the next slide, please?
I cannot move now because it's your presentation, but I can do it. I can present from my side instead if that's better for you.
Could you move to the next slide or not?
1 second. Okay. Were you able to? I was not able to move your slide, Wendy. Yeah.
Are you able to play the slides or not?
Yes.
Could you move to the next slide for me?
Okay. I would need to share my screen instead, if that's okay.
That's true, thank you. That's great, thank you. If we could move to the next slide.
Could you see that?
All right,
slide?
so I'm assuming that a lot of people don't even know where the Sunshine Coast is in Australia. So I have a video here that I think gives a good presentation. So would you mind playing that, please, Katrin? Oh, sorry, it's the slide before.
Yeah.
That's
Unfortunately, the video isn't showing. Okay, I think it's good now.
And there should be some volume with that. Thank you. Thank you. So just an overview of the Sunshine Coast. So in Australia, there's 537 local government areas, and we are the 9th largest local government area in Australia. We're one of Australia's fastest growing regions. We have a population of around 350,000, but the forecast is for that to grow to 500,000 by 2030. So although that may seem quite small, we have a work catchment of more than 1 million. But the thing which is really special about the Sunshine Coast is we have a highly connected and highly collaborative ecosystem and community. We've been recognised as a Smart 21 intelligent community over the past 8 years. And we're also in the top 3 most loved travel destinations in the world. So we live in a very beautiful part of the planet. Could you, next slide, please. So although we are a relatively small region, we have a lot of big things happening. So the image on the right is the vision of a new city centre, which is a 20-year plan. The image below is what's actually happening at the moment. So we are the only new city centre being built in Australia. We have a new international airport, which is going to open up the Sunshine Coast to Southeast Asian markets. So we will have direct flights in the next few years from the Sunshine Coast out to Singapore. We have a new international broadband network, and that consists of an international broadband cable coming into the Sunshine Coast. We have a cable landing station and a data centre, and we can provide the fastest data connection from the east coast of Australia to Asia and the second fastest to the US. We have the largest university hospital in the Southern Hemisphere. We have just been accredited a biosphere and aim to be Australia's most sustainable region. And in 2032, the Sunshine Coast will have venues and sporting events to support the 2032 Olympic Games. Next slide, please. So underpinning our innovation ecosystem is a strong foundation to grow business. We have universities, TAFE, we have the digital infrastructure, which I've just spoken about, incubators, accelerators, industry groups, co-working spaces. 15% of our new businesses are tech related, and thousands of people work in the tech related businesses who are mostly 25 to 54. We have 7 high value industries that we're looking to attract investment. And Council has a number of innovative programs, and one of them is a jobs hub, which is now connecting talent with local industry. Next slide, please. So my aim is to provide the most outstanding investment support in Australia from any council. And so we offer a range of incentives, which include financial incentives and non-financial incentives. We also offer a range of support, and we're very mindful that if companies are coming into Australia, coming to the Sunshine Coast, they may not know how to set up their business, and they may need help with accounting and legal issues, and may need help with finding visas. And so we provide a very comprehensive support to businesses which are coming into the Sunshine Coast, which is tailored to their needs. Next slide, please. So one of our new incentives, we're running a campaign called Testing Tech in Paradise. And what that is, the opportunities for companies who are seeking to develop new products and before the commercialisation of those products to come to the Sunshine Coast. Council has opened its doors to businesses who are looking to test and trial, and has a range of digital infrastructure, which includes access to Wi-Fi 6, new smart multifunction poles, sensors and kiosks. And I guess what this does allow is companies to test and trial new products, and we believe we are the only council in Australia that is offering that service. Next slide, please. So what we're aiming to do is to attract businesses that want to bring their business to the Sunshine Coast or bring their job to the Sunshine Coast. And we have a very comprehensive ecosystem and community to support those businesses. So if you'd like more information, can you please call me? My details are there, or please feel free to scan the QR code and contact me. I'd love to have a chat with anyone who would like to have a discussion after this presentation. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Wendy. Thank you for sharing to us the wonderful things that you're doing there over at Sunshine Coast. So as Wendy said, if you have any questions, feel free to contact her. You can also send us a message and we'll forward any questions you may have about Sunshine Coast to the Sunshine Coast